Okay, Mayor, we are good to go.
You good to go? Go and rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied with respect to this meeting of the mayor and council of the Borough of Glen Ridge. Specifically, the time, date, and public calling information were included in the meeting notice, posted in the municipal building, and sent to the official newspapers of the township, the Glen Ridge Paper, the Glen Ridge Voice, the Montclair Times, and Star Ledger. Additionally, the agenda for this meeting has been posted on the official Glen Ridge Borough website. The agenda and public handouts for this meeting can be viewed online at www.glenridgenj.org. A public comment period will be held in the order it is listed on the meeting agenda, and instructions on how to comment will be provided at the appropriate time. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilors Morrow? Here. Hughes?
Here.
Lefkowitz? Mans?
Here.
Law? Meyer? Here. Mayor Patrick is present. Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of our last two meetings, February 28th, 2022, and March 14th, 2022.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the meetings of February 28th and March 14th.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on these? Seeing none, will clerk please call the roll?
I need to abstain because I was absent last week?
Yeah, were you asking for both or just the one?
Just the one.
Just the last one, okay.
So however you want to
Gotcha.
do that.
Okay, Councilors Morrow?
Aye.
Hughes?
Aye.
Mans?
Aye.
Meyer for the first meeting, March 28th,
Aye.
February 28th?
I
And for the second meeting, March 14th?
will abstain.
Abstain, okay. Motion carries.
Thank you. Are there any written communications?
No, sir.
Fine. I have no comments this evening, but I do have a proclamation. Borough of Glen Ridge Proclamation 2022, You Drive, You Text, You Pay. Distracted driving crackdown, April 1st through April 30, 2022. Whereas distracted driving is a serious life-threatening practice that is preventable, and whereas distracted driving can result in injuries and deaths to all road users, motorists, pedestrians, and bicyclists, and whereas distracted driving occurs when drivers divert their attention away from the task of driving to focus on another activity instead, and whereas in 2019 alone, distracted driving-related crashes resulted in 3,142 deaths and 400,000 injuries on our nation's roads. And whereas in New Jersey, distracted driving was listed as a contributing circumstance in 49% of all motor vehicle crashes in 2019. And whereas the state of New Jersey will participate in the nationwide distracted driving 2022 crackdown from April 1 through April 30, 2022, in an effort to raise awareness and decrease driver distraction through a combination of enforcement and education. And whereas the national slogan for the campaign is You Drive, You Text, You Pay. And whereas a reduction in distracted driving in New Jersey will save lives on our roadways, therefore be it resolved that the Borough of Glen Ridge declares its support for the distracted driving 2022 crackdown, both locally and nationally, from April 1st through April 30, 2022, and pledges to increase awareness of the dangers of distracted driving. At this time, we'll take comments from the public. But before we take these comments, I would like to remind you of Resolution 1322, which provides the mayor and council the discretion to permit, prohibit, or regulate active participation of the public at any meeting. Each member of the public will be provided 5 minutes to address the mayor and council. When you come up, please state your name and address. Thank you. Does anyone want to be heard? Come right up.
Gordon Levy.
have it, 131 Hillside Avenue, Glen Ridge, New Jersey. As president of Friends of the Library, I thought I would take it upon myself to update the council on one or two things involving the library, which Friends are supporting or are involved in. This will be short and sweet. We have set aside the date for our shredding day, which is Saturday, June 18th. We have the truck. Bill Bartlett and I worked on this very quickly in January and secured the truck. And I've worked with Louise Cox, and we have the high school parking lot reserved. So that is set. Last year it had been done late because of the pandemic, and I didn't want to have any, everything is delayed in this world right now, so I didn't want to have any concerns, so we did it nice and early. I feel good about that. Number two is that we have selected shorts coming to Glen Ridge in October.
Great.
We're having a Sunday matinee at the Women's Club on Saturday, October 16th, from 2 o'clock to about 5 o'clock, I suppose. I've been working with the people at Symphony Space, and we've struck up a very nice working relationship. They're very excited to come. If anyone did not see the last time it was held about 4 years ago, it was a tremendous success. We will do even better. Okay? Everybody will have a great time. You're privy to this. Don't tell anybody. I know you have to put it in the notes. But the title of the stories that I'm going to relate will be "It Runs in the Family." So put your imaginations to work. Doesn't really matter if you do or don't, because they're going to do what they do. Just on Saturday, if anybody did or didn't know, they had wall-to-wall from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Wall-to-wall selected shorts. People like Tony Shalhoub, Meg Wolitzer. I listened to about half of them. I had other things to do, but I couldn't drag myself away. They were really terrific. So I'm very excited that we have this squared away. I think everything should go swimmingly, and I think a matinee will be very welcome. It was on a Thursday evening, which went very well, but I think this will be good. And then to the main event, which is the building of the library kiosk on the plaza and installing the outdoor lockers. Guess what? We're delayed. The construction of the casting for part of the building of the kiosk is being worked out. Dan Kopek, who is the architect, and I, and Tina Marie Duty, who is our new library director. I don't know if everybody has had a chance to meet her. I've spent couple of hours with her on various subjects and just getting to know her, want to work closely. Jen, of course, did so much of the work. She took the load off of people like me. So we've kind of now shifted gears, trying to get Tina involved with everything, obviously. I think it'll work out very well. I'm very pleased to say that I think she's a very talented young woman. So where we had hoped to be started already and had broken ground, we are delayed. I can't give you any update because we just don't have one. The monies are in place. The lockers have been ordered. I have signed contracts for Northeast Construction. They are seeking to get this particular aspect of the building of the kiosk resolved. And I just thought I would come here this evening and give you an update. I don't know if anyone had, but it seemed appropriate.
Sure.
Thank you, Gordon.
For the update.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
Okay.
you. Mike Sekeli, are you in tune with what the issues are with the kiosk and
Yeah.
construction? Okay.
Yeah, I've been working with the architect, and we've been communicating back and forth.
Did I say anything incorrectly?
No, no,
Okay.
it's just
Is it a supply chain issue?
supply chain, some design question,
Okay.
issues with trying to seek an alternative source leads to some design issues in
Got
the structure.
We did choose a very nice, it's called black green, but it's sort of a forest green, to have the lockers painted in that color. It's very smart. Everybody I've shown it to, and anyone who knows my wife, Ellen Eagle, this is a woman who knows more about color than any 500 people in a room. So when she said she liked it, I knew it was good. And that's what I have to add to the council tonight to report. All right?
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
You have a nice evening.
Thank you, you too.
Is the clock going, Tara?
Well, not until you say your name and
All right.
address.
Raymond Donnelly, 22 Madison Street. I have 8 items to discuss tonight.
Okay.
All right, you want me to rattle them off for you?
For us, yes, yeah.
sure.
You know,
All right, here we
I mean,
go.
you know the drill better than I do, Ray. So
What's that?
you know the drill better than I do now.
All right. Biodegradable bags, lacrosse net backstop, 20-mile-per-hour speed limit sign at Hillside, Forest and Bay update, crossing guard times, how much of that deterrence that I talked about a couple weeks ago cost at Carteret Park, and who do you call for the signage on the lawn? If it's the contractor or the homeowner, who do you let know? Who's responsible for taking it off the property? You know, Tara, when I went in town, you said we're gonna call the contractor directly. Do you do that in every case, or do you go to the homeowner? And I would like to reply, I have a comment also about the email that I received from Jim Cohen regarding the lacrosse net. And I'd just like to make one comment also. Tara, thank you from probably a year ago when you sent the email out on my behalf for the Glen Ridge Veterans Association.
Okay.
The program that I started up, I think it's to set in a public forum here to say that I had a little barbecue in my backyard for all the veterans in town. There was actually almost a dozen guys, one gal reached out, thanking me for putting it together. I'm in the Navy myself. I'm in the Navy Reserves. I put it together, a little barbecue, and there was people from the 1950s up until the present, myself, that took part in it, and it was very well received. One of the wives, she must have been 80 years old, she sent an email saying, "Ray, thank you so much. My husband greatly appreciated that. He hasn't gotten to the house in a long time, and he appreciated getting around guys that, you know, just to talk,
Yeah, that's great.
just to talk shop." So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, and I think whoever's watching may give the thumbs up. You never know, but I appreciate what you did for that. So biodegradable bags. I know you're not supposed to put them out until you get an email from the town saying they're gonna collect it. So I kind of look at it the same way as garbage cans. You know, if you put them out on a Thursday, we got to stare at it until Wednesday. They sit there, they blow into the street. Is the town gonna send an email out saying you can put out the bags on a certain date? Otherwise, it's an eyesore for the people who don't want to look at it. Lacrosse net backstop. I sent you guys all an email on this. It's a safety concern at Carteret Park, Barrows Field. I don't know if any of you guys ever played lacrosse before. Counselor Law is absent. That's why I addressed it to him and a couple other individuals. You can throw a lacrosse ball 70, 80, 90 miles per hour. You're nodding your head probably in agreement. And if there's no backstop, I don't know if you've ever been hit with a lacrosse ball, it hurts. I've been hit with a hockey puck at that speed, that hurts too, with padding on. So imagine you're a little kid at the park playing in the dirt like little kids like to do, or they're running around, and here goes a kid throwing a lacrosse ball, and you get hit in the head with it. Who is gonna be responsible for that? put a net up. Why is there a net where there used to be a right field at Barrows Field when there was a baseball diamond there? You have a net behind the houses on Lorraine Street, right? Why is it there? Probably to protect the property and the individuals that live on Lorraine Street so they don't get hit with a fly ball that goes over. Why can't you do the same for a lacrosse net backstop when the kids are practicing / games? I don't care that I was the first comment in 20 years to complain. Talking with a couple neighbors, they said, you know what, we said things to the coaches, yeah, nothing gets done. Now I'm bringing it to your attention for some action. So that was comment number 2. I'm not a helicopter parent. I don't want to hover over my kid when they're playing on the dirt in the softball field. So something needs to be done as far as the net. $300, look it up. His comment about we'll put up a sign for flying lacrosse balls, I thought of that as yeah, we're not going to do anything. That's how I took it. So go ahead. If you're not going to do that, put up a sign for flying lacrosse balls. Excuse me, for flying golf balls. But on the sign it says no golfing allowed here. So maybe they didn't have lacrosse when they put that sign up 20, 30 years ago, but think about it now and think about the kids that all play there. 20-mile-per-hour sign at Hillside. Any update with that? I only bring that. You know, I drove down that street the other day. I was like, man, if I went down here at 20 miles per hour, 2 cars on both sides, it's kind of dicey as far as navigating through there at that speed. It's in the ordinance for a reason for 20 miles per hour. It's dangerous if you're going 25.
Okay, I think that's about it.
No, she's going to tell me if I'm done.
Yeah, you're at 5:48.
5:48 should come enough.
Yep.
All right, well, I got all the topics out there. So, nets, signs, and how much that turns costs, the last couple comments. And crossing guards, this was a safety item, I'm sorry I didn't get to it. When school got out on Friday.
I think we said you're done, okay? You had your 5 minutes.
Okay,
Please sit down.
I'll stand while you address. Don't tell me to sit down.
You can leave too.
I can leave too. But since I get the 5 minutes, I'll send you an email about a safety concern about crossing guards on Friday.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thank you.
Councilor Morrow.
Thanks. I just have our standing, I guess, resolution for payment of bills, and that's Resolution 64-22. Be it resolved, the following claims be approved and warrants be drawn for the same. The items are listed on the resolution, and be it resolved that the Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer is hereby authorized to issue payroll for the employees of the borough for the pay date April 1, 2022. Mayor, I offer the resolution.
You've heard the resolution. May I hear a second, please?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councilor. Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call roll?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilor Tomorrow?
Aye.
Hughes?
Aye.
Mans?
Aye.
Meyer?
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Councilor Hughes?
No report tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilor Lefkowitz is not here. Councilor Mans?
Yep, sorry. The Public Works report, I just have it on my phone, so apologies for looking down. LED stops and stop bars were installed at the new Lincoln and Douglas four-way stop. Graffiti was removed from Carteret Park, laid out and marked fields for spring sports, and painted. Conducted stump grinding remediation and added topsoil and seed. And this is exciting, they reset the sanitary manhole casing and lid in the DPW yard. I'm not sure that warranted a report out at the council, but regraded the stone in the pool lot and started replacing street signs with new poles and street name blades. It's an ongoing project. I will skip that one about the damaged storage file shelving from the basement. And Stan Azell, the contractor, this is probably the most important piece, requested utility markouts for Lincoln Street and Woodland Ave, and that road paving project is expected to resume around April 4th. And they conducted operations walkthrough of the pistol range and met with the engineer to discuss installation of radiator for range space. So that's the report out. And then I have one ordinance for second reading. So, Mr. Mayor, I have ordinance number 1761 for final reading. It's an ordinance of the Borough of Glen Ridge, County of Essex County, State of New Jersey, reauthorizing a government energy aggregation program.
Mr. Mayor, this is to state for the record that this ordinance has been published and posted in accordance with the statute.
I declare the meeting open for discussion of this ordinance and only this ordinance, this being the time and place for the public hearing. Anybody like to be heard on this? With no further comments forthcoming, I declare this public hearing closed.
Mr. Mayor, I move that this ordinance be finally passed.
May I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Anne Marie. You have heard the motion, Councilperson Mann, seconded by Councilperson Morrow. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilors Morrow,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Mans,
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. This ordinance is adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Mike, if you need, that ordinance needs to go to Maplewood, who's the lead.
Okay,
And so
To the
I can
attorney over there.
work with Eric.
yeah.
Oh, Tara, thank you. Apologies for
No,
that.
that's okay. Both of us is.
If you need a contact, let me know, just so they are doing the lead on the bid. And
She's still the lead counsel.
Annette,
Annette, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'll get you a certified.
I'm sorry,
copy.
Annette, yeah. I have her email to her.
Okay.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Thanks. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Council Law is not here this evening. Council Meyer.
For you this evening, Mr. Mayor, I have one resolution, 65-22. This is a resolution appointing Peter Corian as a member of the Glen Ridge Historic Preservation Committee. Be it resolved that the mayor's appointment of Peter Corian as a Class A full member of the Glen Ridge Historic Preservation Commission to fill the recently vacated position with the term expiring December 31st, 2023 is hereby approved and confirmed.
You heard the motion. May I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilors Morrow,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Mans,
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Thank you.
That is all this evening, no other updates from planning and development.
This time we'll take comments of the administrator, department heads.
Thank you, Mayor. Supply chain is the name of the game right now with several of our projects. The gun range ventilation system is 99% done. We're waiting some very generic pieces, and we'll get them when we get them. Right now, road paving, we thought spring was here. We're just waiting for the plants, the concrete plants and the asphalt plants to shift over to springtime production, so that's the driver on when we'll be ready to go. So right now, they're still in their winter production phase. We'll get a report on that, and then we'll be ready to get back at it. That's all I have today, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Captain?
Mr. Mayor, on behalf of Chief Glen, thank you for the resolution. We'll be participating in the U-Tax Drive and Pay campaign from April 1st to April 30th. So there will be some added enforcement borough-wide for that.
Thank you. Is there any new and unfinished business?
There's no one new or unfinished business this evening.
At this time, we'll take comments from the public if anybody wishes to be heard.
Raymond Donnelly, 22 Madison Street. Lieutenant, question about crossing guards. I know Thursday and Friday were early dismissal days. How does it affect what posts are manned
all the posts should be manned. I'm not an expert on our crossing guard times typically because I work nights, but typically it gets reduced to the half-day hours, so there should be the same thing, 7:30 to 9 in the morning, and then I want to say it's 12:30 to 2 in the afternoon, but I would have to double check the times.
All right, because there was,
Was there not covered post?
the high school got out the normal time on Friday,
Okay.
and there was no post, there was no guard at Mayolis and Hawthorne. And at the same time, you had a lot of work, construction trucks going on at Freeman Gardens. So I just wanted to bring to your attention for safety to let you know that I did call the police department and I just inquired, I said, hey, are the crossing guards on duty? I understand it was a half day for some of the kids, but I called the high school to verify that they got out at the normal time, and she said yes. And the CSO said that there's only 5 stations were manned.
Yeah, so that's a different scenario. A half-day borough-wide is different than half-day when the high school is solely in session.
So I was watching kids trying to navigate through that intersection with the construction trucks and all the other normal traffic. So I just want to bring it to your attention that maybe for the future that we keep the guards on station, whether it's a half day or full day, especially when we get the kids get out at the normal time at 2:45 around that time from the high school. There's 4 kids in high school that live on my block, or I should say that 4 kids in the Glen Ridge High School that are in those grades that live on my block, and I see them transit that walkway. And I was watching some of the kids I know walk there, and I see all the trucks, I see the cars, and that's a reported intersection to be a known problem. That is why I wanted to bring it to your attention, to let you know that there's no crossing guard at that time.
Thank you.
I understand, I asked a couple questions, I didn't get a reply. I know the individual before me had a little back and forth session, but was there any update from the last time I was here about the 20-mile-per-hour sign at Hillside between Bloomfield and Belleville Avenue, since it is an ordinance in this town? And Mike said he was waiting an email or waiting for a reply back, and I think it's okay to ask 2 weeks or 4 weeks later for an update.
Sure. So the engineer, our municipal engineer, looked into it. Since the sign's been gone for so long, to post a road under the state postings for a local road to be 25 miles an hour, you'd have to do a new traffic study. When the Board of Ed reoccupied that building,
I'm sorry, Mike, 20 or 25?
25, so local road, state is 25 miles an hour. So to go under, you'd have to conduct a traffic study. But the danger of, not the danger, the variable when you do a traffic study is you have to take the average speed. It's not what you'd want to see, it's what the average speed is. So it could actually go up. You have to take the 85th percentile. So what he was suggesting is keep it at 25 or make it 25, because the ordinance cannot be backed up right now since the sign's been gone for so long. To repost it, and if challenged, DOT now requires a traffic study to do it. The Board of Ed, when they did their traffic study to occupy that building, did not make any recommendations about speed, nor has that been an issue where we've been getting complaints about speeding. So the recommendation is to just take that 20 mile an hour off the book.
There's the update. So 25 mile per hour down Hillside. And then the email that I sent you guys about the intersection at Forest and Bay, when I was here talking about it a month ago, I said it was a county road, so maybe the county's got to take care of it as far as the flashing lights are concerned. I reached out to the county. They replied back, nope, it's the town. And I took that email that was sent to me, and I forwarded it to everybody for your essay, situational awareness. So, Mike, you told me it was a year. They told me 2 years. So, who's responsible? Who can make that happen to get?
So it is, we want to place the signs on a county road. Bay Avenue is a county road.
Yes, right.
Yeah, so we want to place them on the county road, so we need their permission. So to get their permission, we have to do a design, first a study, then a design, and then a submittal to them. So we're in the midst of that,
And that takes a year?
all the way through the process. Traffic study, design, submit to the county, then we all have to create an indemnification agreement, execute that, go to bid, and installation, you're looking at like a year.
Okay, that's 5. Thank you.
I get the official time?
5:59:44.
All right, thank you. All right, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Peter?
Okay, okay. So that's all we have.
Okay, so, Councilor Hughes, you got something for us?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?